Excuse me. Well, good morning, good morning. It's 8:27 Pacific time, and we're getting ready for Coffee with Casper. We're going to start her up right at 8:30, and we're just checking in with you. Let me know where you are, that you can hear us okay, and see me okay. We're getting ready. Here we go. Still not on Facebook. It takes a minute for it to go on, so I never know when you're getting an image because I don't get it till a little later. But we know we're out there doing our thing. There's Casper right here. There we are. We're up on Facebook. Good morning, Candace. Nice to see you. Thank you for all the help with that upcoming christening. That's a good thing. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here. It's 8:28. We're going to start in just 2 minutes. Casper wants to come up and say hi. Come on. Come on up. Good morning, good morning. Don't put the paw where the mic is. Pam Frasca is with us, and Loretta Knowles is with us, and Paul Fagan is with us. Hi, good morning, you guys. Nice to see you this morning. Everybody hear me okay? Everything good? I see that it's transcribing, so we must be getting sound somewhere. All right, nice to have everybody with us. We're just 1 minute away. We're going to take a big deep breath and center ourselves and hang out together for these 20 minutes. It's you can see here in Southern California, in the mountains behind me, this beautiful Santa Monica Mountains, it's getting ready to rain. Right now it's a little chilly. You can see I got a warmer jacket on. All right. Let me know where you're checking in from. Make your comments on Facebook. Say hello. I see you. All right. We're on YouTube and Facebook, and it's 8:30. Here we go. Let's take a big deep breath in. We're going to take a big deep breath in and then let out the sound ah. And remember, the gong is just to remind us that we live in a vibrational universe and that you are both a receiver and a transmitter. So what you're transmitting is what's going through your consciousness. The sum total of everything you've ever thought, said, done, or felt is going through your consciousness and making impress on the law of the circle. We'll get into that as we go. Big deep breath in. Relaxing the shoulders. All righty. Another big deep breath in. Relax the shoulders and then bring the energy up into your heart center. And we are glad you're here. And what a thing, right? What a thing. If you are tuning into the exterior world at all, what we realize is there's still a lot of violence in the world. There's a lot of imbalance happening in the world. That's the other thing. Let me know where you're checking in from. I don't see too many people making comments this morning. Let me know so I can say hi. And so the imbalance is happening in souls who don't really know who they are. Because what we know is the average human being has 60,000 thoughts a day. Apparently 90% or 97% of those thoughts are repetitive thoughts. And so when we get into a neurotic or false thought and it begins to repeat itself over and over again, we then, those who are still learning and discovering who they really are, the I am that I am, I came from the light, I put on a coat of skins, I will return to the light. and we see that birth and death are normal parts of what it is to be human. And of course, when we really know we're an immortal spiritual being, we love that affirmation, I'm an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind, to my body, and to my experience, right? When we really know that affirmation, we begin to start to meditate on what we talk about all the time, Meister Eckhart, the soul has two faces. One is gazing at the glory of God, the other is directing the sentences. And I was talking to my granddaughter the other day, and I said, you know, most people think that the thoughts that they are thinking is them. And it's not really so. You have a mind. I am an immortal spiritual being, superior to my mind, to my body, and to my experience. All right? So I have a mind, but I am not the mind. And who I am is the one who's having the thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You're the one having the thoughts. So now here we go. So Dr. Ernest Holmes, the great metaphysician from the last century, the founder of the Church of Religious Science and the author of the book, The Science of Mind, which has evolved organizationally to now more than one organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, the affiliated New Thought Network. Of course, the Unity Church is part of the New Thought awareness. There's a lot of divine science still exists at some level. There are other organizations that are representing these ideas, but Ernest said the inner recognition of reality. The inner recognition of reality is the attractor factor. The inner recognition of reality, the way you really perceive things. And the truth is, and that's really what we want to talk about today, and we're asking you to put your attention on this week to help the imbalance in the world and the erratic behavior of the external environment at the moment. Here in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Times, those who have our subscribers get a sidebar little edition that they put out called The Wide Shot. And it's really, The Wide Shot is about the state of the industry, the film industry in Hollywood. But it's also, The Wide Shot is an interesting thing, being that we just saw from Artemis a wide shot of the Earth. We saw a wide shot of the Earth in relationship to the moon from the moon side, right? And when we take the wider shot, and look out, so if I have glanced at the papers this morning, both on the East and West Coast, what I see is the great amount of confusion in the world, the great amount of tension in the world, the great amount of imbalance in the world, which is leading to violence and us against them behaviors. And when we pull out to the wide shot, what we pull out from our city, we then see our home, and then we see our city, and then we would see our state, and then we would go further back and we would see the oceans and nations, and further back we would see more than one oceans, until finally you get a wide shot of the whole Earth. And from the moon looking back, you don't see all of that chaos in the universe. What you see is planets, unique planets, a unique planet itself spinning in its orbit around the sun, and the Earth in its orbit around the moon, in its orbit around the Earth. We see these harmonious cycles in the wide shot looking at humanity. So what we want to do is look out at the wide shot. Check in with me on Facebook. Put your comments and notes. I don't know why I'm not seeing you, but I know you're there. When we look out at the further we go out, the more harmonious it is. And so what we really need, if I came from the light and I came to this place on Earth where there is light, right, then in the wide shot, this is all harmonious. And in the wider shot, in terms of the evolution of humanity itself, the great, wonderful prayer, peace on earth and goodwill toward humanity, toward all humanity and the earth, right? This wonderful prayer, which is evolving in our understanding, needs to be centered in the heart of humankind. That's why in the Course of Miracles, it reminds us and offers the wonderful affirmation, my peace is in the heart of God, right? We are the place where the peace must be. Humanity must, that which humanity seeks to bring forth must anchor itself in the human being. It can't be hanging out in the cosmos. It needs to be anchored in the earth. Well, here's what we've been talking about for several weeks, is that spirit, that which is the oneness, one life in and through and as all creation, one life in and through as all dimensions, one life force in and through all life, right, at every level, in every dimension. That one life is the life of the one. And we are in that one life, and the way that spirit creates by knowing about itself. And that act of knowing about itself is an act of the self acting upon itself. So it acts upon itself, and so we come up with this statement says what God knows is, right? Well, where do we find that self-knowing mind? Here on planet Earth, the answer is we find that self-knowing mind in, as, and through each human being. I am the one who can know myself. But if I am only knowing myself as those repetitive thoughts and thinking those thoughts are me, instead of wide shot coming out going, I am not my thoughts, I am the one thinking the thoughts. And then all of a sudden we go from a place of no control to a place of, well, if I'm the one thinking the thoughts, and the thoughts are acting upon the law of mind, or the law of the circle. There's Graham Moses on Coffee with Casper. We're glad you're here. Nice to see you this morning. If I'm the one thinking, then what I'm thinking into it is returning to me. And so what we need to do is take that wider shot. That's why I love asking the question of my own soul. Not only am I seeking in a daily basis, Casper wants to come up and say hi again. Not only am I thinking on a daily basis that I would like to know what if one of the aspects of my soul is trying to talk to me, I'm trying to pay more attention to it. You know, when we get those intuitive perceptions that we should do something and then we don't, we go, oh, I knew I should have done that. Well, that's sort of the one lesson. And the more we tune into that inner knowing, and the more we follow that inner knowing, the more harmonious our life becomes. And what we're wanting to do is follow that inner knowing, guiding us, guarding us, protecting us, and leading us in to the paths of divine right action. So here, let's go again. What you perceive, you will receive. And so when we start, here again, we'll go to Dr. Holmes, to daily meditate on the goodness of life. Ooh, yeah. To greet each day like the morning knows your name, that Joe Sebastian song that we referred to in the last couple of lessons out in the world, right? We must be the ones who are asking, not only am I asking, am I listening to you, that still small voice, the psalmists call it. Am I listening to that still small voice that is guiding and directing me into a higher level of perception? And the more I perceive about the reality and the glory of my own soul, the more my attractor factor, because it's the inner recognition of reality that is attracting what's happening to you in your actual physical experience. So this idea of lifting ourselves up to the I am consciousness and inviting that I am consciousness to guide us, to lead us each day, because no matter how old we are, we want to expand into a greater awareness of the glory of the I am that I am. So Dr. Holmes says, daily meditate on the goodness of life and embody the great ideal of the royal road to freedom. Well, the great ideal of the royal road to freedom is I am that Christ, that Atman, that Buddha, that high self. I am the saint, the mystic, the prophet that can see through the mist into the eternal reality. I am the one grounding the reality of the all good, the all God, the all one in, as, and through all that is my life. And then I go up a level and recognize I do not just live for myself, I live for myself and everybody who's being affected by the arena of my experience. I am that. There's Chris Olmsted. There's Ann. Aloha. Now I see everybody checking in. Nice to see you, Chris. Big perspective morning. Ann, aloha from Hawaii, the wonderful, wonderful, wise Ann. Ginny Galmari Fox doing such wonderful work in the world. Elizabeth Sunderport. There's another. Look at all these light workers gathering to get it, to take the wider shot, to go, I am not these neurotic thought patterns that I read in the newspaper, that I see other human beings acting out on other human beings, promoting separation and fear and the belief in otherness, and that they or them or someone is after me. None of that is true, because look at the planet. You can't see any of that chaos, even to the nearest body near us, which is the moon. You can only see the one planet, this gorgeous blue, green, wonderful, colorful emanation of light in the middle of the heavens is not a divine accident, it's on purpose. And your being here is not a divine accident, it's on purpose. And your being here in the midst of humanity's stepping away from the false perception of separation. Everything is interrelated and interconnected, and that's what the new science says. The new science, quantum science, which does not argue with molecular science, it simply says the cause of molecular science is going up a higher level. Consciousness creates experience, and money cannot buy happiness, and money does not buy happiness. And again, we'll go to Dr. Holmes, the wonderful wisdom that he captured in many, many books and in his career as a teacher and author and writer, right? He says, we pay for everything with either spiritual or mental coin, because what's creating your experience is consciousness, because you are one with the law of the circle, you are one with the law of creation, you are one with that which knows itself becomes itself. And what are you knowing about yourself? And the good thing is that if you're just getting even a glimpse that I came from the light, that I belong to spirit, that my natural mother and father were the avenue through which I got here, and their creator was the same creator that I am. And none of us, not any wonderful woman on the planet, knows how to make a baby. That's not how that works. The knowingness and the process of that which receives the seed and then creates it into an actual soul that knows itself, that's done unto us. Just like a man does not know how to impregnate an egg. A man and woman know how to join together, or you can happen in a lab, they can join together. But it's that joining together of the life force that brings out the individuality who becomes that which is the same as spirit, but since spirit is infinite, I become the finite within the infinite, but my nature is infinite. And my knocking on the door of infinity is the way to get a wider shot and to become a co-creator in the universe, to do why we came from the light. Because this eons of violence and separation, not only against humanity, against itself, but against the earth itself, not cooperating with the harmonic laws of abundant blessings of the planet Earth, who pours out blessing upon blessing all the time, just as the sun gives itself to us all the time. The flow of abundance in the universe is happening all around us. Have we pulled out to the wide shot to recognize that I am that light, and that therefore what goes through my consciousness is affecting what's happening in the world? Hello? It's affecting what's happening in the world because it's directly affecting what's happening to me, and no human being lives just for themselves. There's no such thing, because you don't end. Your reality, your energetic reality, does not end at the top of your head and the bottom of your feet. Your aura is changing. How much you're impressing the law of consciousness, the law of mind, and creating depends on the scope of your vibration. And what we've been saying the last couple of weeks, all of you wonderful light workers, what we've been saying this last couple of weeks is the fastest way to turn up your energy, to turn up your life force, to increase your vibration, is to put your attention on life, laughter, and love. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Beauty, the ability to perceive beauty all around you, is an infallible sign of the presence of God. As you look even in this shot, this one here on Coffee with Casper, you can see Casper running around in the background. You can see nature being harmonious with itself, even though in a few hours it's going to be raining. And that's part of the harmonious process. The change is constant. The only thing consistent in the world is change, but within that change is that which is the changeless, those things which are the eternal verities. Love, truth, beauty, wisdom, peace, poise, power, and heaven's first law is harmony. And you are the place where you call it into your life for the benefit of your life, yes, but beyond the benefit of your life, to touch the arena of all of those who your energy is touching and affecting, because the waves coming from you are creative waves, and they're creating waves and benefit. And we the light workers came to bring more light, to bring forth the fulfillment on peace on earth and goodwill toward humanity and the earth, and awakened humanity discovering how to live in the universal reality of harmony. You came to bring that. So you bring it to your life. You bring it to your life by bringing more joy into your life, by bringing more wisdom into your life, by bringing more peace and poise and power and beauty into your life. Oh yeah, who you are is something magnificent. And what you're doing in the world is important. So heal on, reveal the wholeness that is you. Accept health, wealth, love, and success as your birthright, and claim it and ask for it and bring it forth. And use your mind and your consciousness to perceive the great love all around you, the connections all around you, the great glory all around you. And that way, you are helping to bring humanity to this new day. We are doing our part in the light, as the light, and with the light. If you found anything valuable in our 20 minutes together today, share the video. Go to LinkedIn, go to YouTube, like, follow, search. We know there are thousands that are aware of these ideas, that are tuning into Coffee with Casper, and there are thousands upon thousands because you add your circle and our circles and all of the circles, and we are making a difference in the world. Who you are is something magnificent. And until we meet again, I'm Harry Morgan Moses. I'll be back here next week on Coffee with Casper, and I'll be here with Casper. Until we meet again, I invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. And I just wanted to, Teddy wants to say hi. Come on up, Casper. We're all sending our love to you. Have a great, magnificent week. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper. Bye for now.